youth conference. God's been moving in an amazing way. A lot of youth have really been touched this weekend. And I want to take this moment to do a ministry spotlight, because part of the passion of Kingsway Fellowship International is to make room for the next generation. And I have a great young man of God who is preaching. God's opening doors for him. I've actually known him since he was young. So I just want to take this moment to introduce to Blaine. Blaine, tell him how old you are, first of all.
21 years old. 21 years old, yeah. Turned 22 in May. So.
He's in college, playing ball, basketball player. You can tell he's a tall guy. His parents, he comes from a great legacy. His grandparents, his parents, he's come in a family of preachers, and God's been stirring him, and God's been opening doors for him. And if you're interested in using a young man for a youth conference or for a special meeting, I want to encourage you. This is a guy you can use. He's from here in Kentucky. Blaine, just share a little bit about yourself.
Like you said, my name is Blaine. I'm 21 years old. I play college basketball at Alice Lloyd College in Eastern Kentucky. And this here lately, I've just been really just called to speak to people that's unchurched, because, you know, in the church we have a language that we go about and we talk and people understand. But the unchurched people, it's a different language and it's a different interpretation. So, you know, if we can't go out and explain the gospel to somebody who might not understand the way a church works or might not understand the way that we perceive it, then what are we doing? We should be able to explain the gospel to somebody that's knows nothing about it. So,
our generation, my generation, we take it for granted that everybody knows about Christ, because in our time, the gospel was a part of the fabric of who we are. But your generation, much of it is unchurched.
Exactly.
Even church lingo, church talk. And so God's given you a voice to reach outside the church and speak to your generation that doesn't know Christ. And that's exciting. It's exciting.
Because of my foundation and what I grew up in, you know, I'm grounded in that. Mm-hmm. And with that comes a covering and an understanding for how the Spirit moves. But then with that, to see, like, you know, right now this is a different time than maybe it was 30 years ago. So when you mix both of those together, I feel like that makes a true authenticity, which is what this generation's looking for.
Amen. So, amen. We're in an exciting time. You had an encounter with God. You went to the college just an hour from here and just really spent time with the Lord and saw what God's doing in your generation.
Yeah. I went down there at like 2 a.m. one night after basketball practice.
I was with your dad when you called him.
Really?
Yeah.
So then after that, I came back to my school and we planned to have something, and we had about 70 people come together. Awesome. And you know, Eastern Kentucky, it's a little bit different than Central Kentucky, the culture and things. And so we were singing like some old hymns and stuff with some newer worship and things. And I was like, you know what, this is the same Spirit and God's moving in the same way, but it's different because, you know, you're a product of your environment. Yeah. So everything's different, but it's all the same, really. Amen. And it's the same message. And, you know, this outpouring, it's going to be different places, but you're all getting the same message across. So.
If they're interested in contacting you, you're looking this summer to be busy.
Yeah.
And how can they reach out to you? Facebook?
Yeah, so I'm on all social media platforms, Instagram at Blaine Keithley, Facebook's just my name, Blaine Keithley. Then if you guys want to contact Bob, I can give my personal cell. You can give me a call. And I usually have some people travel with me that's really talented and really musically talented too. So I can get them involved too.
All right.
So, yeah.
I'm excited about what God's doing in this next generation. And those of you that was at the Missouri conference, the regional conference, you saw what God did through the young generation in that conference. It was amazing. So let's make room for this generation. Let's open the door so they can run through. Have a blessed day.